Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z YAMCHA, Earth's Foremost Fighter. That's an interesting description. Has he ever been called that? Are they coming up with these names just on the fly? What's that? I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just interesting. Let me know. This is a PB release, and it's YAMCHA, so I'm curious. We're going to do a question of the day right away. How do you guys feel about this? I know a lot of people would have wanted an Android Saga YAMCHA. That's fine. I am one of those people. Should it have been a PB release? Should there be any PB releases that are mainline characters like this? What do you guys think? I personally think the whole premium Bandai thing has gone way out of hand, and it's just nuts because these figures do cost more, significantly more, and they're usually worse than the mainline figures. So to me, it's very weird, and I don't care for it. But maybe this figure's a good one. I'll give you a hint, it's not, but maybe it is, and maybe it's worth all that extra money. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alrighty, before we get into the review, I do want to show you my package. It is a standard Dragon Ball. I just want to say, you know, I had a person complain that I say I want to show you my package. Like, they said the joke is just too much. It's too much. And I'm not going to stop doing it now just because of that person, because it's literally the change of one word. Instead of showing you the package, it's my package, and I own it, so I can say that. So if you don't like that it's a kind of a double entendre, you're just going to have to not listen to that one word. I'm sorry that people are so delicate these days. Anyway, this package is a fine one. It's good. It's the usual. I think the Dragon Ball packaging is solid. I definitely like this styling, and if you are an inbox collector, it's all right. It's nothing special, but it's fine. Okay. All right, let's get my package out of the way. It's always in the way, and let's look at my figure. He stands roughly 15.5 centimeters to where his skull would be, probably closer to 15 for his skull, but including his hair, it's about 16.5. And that would be, let's say, I don't know, about 6 inches and then 6.5 roughly. Here he is up against Darwin. So I think there's some scale creep here. I'm not sure. Let's see, we're going to get Goku out in a second. Here he's up against a McFarlane Batman. Honestly, you could fit him in with all of these, I think, if you really wanted to. Maybe not this Cap. Yeah, because I think YAMCHA should be a little taller than that, so it wouldn't work with Cap. But the other two, you could probably fudge it. And here he is up against the go-to Goku, and he is a little bit bigger. I think that's accurate. I think YAMCHA's taller than Goku. I could be wrong. Let me know. He looks way too tall, honestly. That's like, I'd have to check. I didn't realize he was that big. He looks way too big, way too tall. Okay, so there's that. But also, let's get into the aesthetic of this figure. His neck is too long, his chest is way too small. That's it. Like, his proportions look weird because of those things. It's so weird. I don't think his head is too big. Some of the artwork has his head bigger and whatever. But given the bulk of his arms, his chest is way too small by any Dragon Ball standards. He has really no traps and no chest, and it throws off the look of this figure a lot. His chest is so flat also. It's a very, very strange look. It's pretty bad. And I think the neck wouldn't be too long if the chest and traps were just the proper size, because they would inflate up, and then his neck wouldn't be so long. But yeah, his neck is huge, like it's supposed to be. Dragon Ball necks are huge, arms are huge, chest is tiny, it looks really weird. And because of that, it makes everything else look weird. It throws off the proportions, the legs look weird, and everything else too. And a little adjustment like that would have gone a long way, so it's very strange. Sculpt-wise, it does reuse a handful of parts, and then it has a few new parts to make it what it is, so the sculpt is fine, other than the chest. Not good at all. As far as paint goes, we have some heavy red shading, almost red shading on the pants, and then basically nowhere else. It's a little bit on the armpits, on the shoulder pieces, but that's it. So there's no shading on here, so that's not, it doesn't look right. It's only really on the lower legs and the armpits. Very strange. And then for the skin tone, it's a bad skin tone if you ask me. It's way too yellow, and it also is not shaded or anything, but the chest is painted, and it doesn't really match the other parts. And for mine, there's like a heavy yellow streak. Do you guys see that? I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera. It's weird looking. It's like their paints weren't mixed properly or something, but there's the yellow streak on his chest, so I'm going to have to try to get that replaced. I do have the absolute worst luck when it comes to quality control. But here's Goku's skin tone, and you can see I think they should look like Goku. And this Goku even has a little bit of a yellow skin tone because he's not drawn that way. But this guy just, it doesn't look right. I don't mind the sculpt for the head. I think that's fine. I think if the rest of the figure looked better, the head would look fine. I know a lot of people have complained about the head size. It really just depends on what artwork you're looking at. But I do think the chest would fix all of it. So anyway, let's talk about the rating for the aesthetic. For a premium Bandai release at a higher price point, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable for really any price point because it's just not good. That chest looks ridiculous. This looks like a Dragon Star sculpt. Look at the way the pecs are flat. There's no muscle there. It's the weirdest looking thing. It's so goofy looking. And then the paint job being not good. Aesthetically speaking, this is going to get a 3 out of 10. It's one of the worst looking figures they've put out. Honestly, that's really rough. And I'm a fan of YAMCHA. I was like looking forward to another like basic release, even though it was overpriced, whatever. To me, like, you can overprice your figures to a point. Like, if you're going to make a good product and it's overpriced, fine. At least I still get a good product and I can justify it. But I'm not going to do like all these other people who buys in a super expensive figure that's bad and then tries to justify it because I paid a lot. You're not going to get me like that, Bandai. It's not happening. Okay, on to the accessories. We have the neutral head that comes on him in the package. We get one that he looks, you could say angry or kind of surprised, whatever you want to say. And then a yelling one, and then one where he's got the hand over his mouth. That's awesome. I like that. We'll stick with the hand theme. We do get the android hand that goes through his torso. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then for his hands, we have the 2 fist hands and then just a small variety of style pose hands. That is it. Nothing special here other than the android hand parts. I don't think that's enough, given the basic nature of this figure. And also, well, I'll do the rating first. 5 out of 10. Just because it's so expensive and the reuse of parts on this figure, which leads me to what I wanted to say. I don't remember Bandai reusing parts across different characters. I know many Gokus have reused parts, but back in the day, the good days of the Dragon Ball line, which you could argue are still happening, but back in the day when this line was really growing, like developing, not just throwing out figure after figure after figure, I don't remember them reusing Goku arms on other characters or Goku legs on other characters. I don't remember that as much. I think maybe for some of the Saiyan armor figures, they did that more recently, but like these are Goku arms, these are Goku legs. Like, I don't think they used to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. And it's not a big deal. I don't care personally, other than if you're gonna do that, you need to give us the value. Make a better figure. The new parts should be good. The accessories should be extra. It shouldn't be just a way for you to save money. It should be a way for you to give the customer better value. That's how I look at that. Okay, so not good for the aesthetic, not great for the accessories, considering that he is a halfway repainted figure. The heads are nice, I guess, whatever. It's nothing special. Alright, maybe he'll pose really well. Let's see. First of all, we have the ball hinge head again. So we're not using ball pegs. They do it occasionally, and it's wonderful, and then they're like, but we won't. We won't do it forever. It's too easy to be good. So it's a ball hinge head. So you have to do the ball hinge shimmy to get the head to move on the neck. Like, I can't lean it to the side right now, so I have to do this shimmy, and then eventually I'll be able to lean it to the side. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you have a ball hinge, you have to do that shimmy to get it to go to where you want it to go, unless you take the head off. So that blows. The neck is on a ball peg. It's a decent neck. I like the neck fine. The shoulders, guys. All right, we're back to doing the bad articulation. So we have the shoulder sleeve up here with the peg. And that's fine, I guess, except it's ugly and doesn't really work, and they've come up with better designs since then. So it's unfortunate that they're back to using this, especially on an expensive figure. We have the ball hinge shoulder with the ball peg that connects into a butterfly joint that is basically worthless. One, it's the wrong color if you use it. If you don't use it, it's fine-ish. It should be orange, that's all. Like, yeah, okay, you can see it a little bit and it makes sense in there like that, but otherwise it should be orange. But yeah, it doesn't really function in any useful way. Technically, it helps a tiny bit, but it's just not a good shoulder joint. It's way too clumsy. You're not going to get any special range out of it. Bringing the arm up, by the way, no, forget it. Can't bring the arm straight up. You can rotate it, of course, but that's it. And bring it across the chest, also can't do that. So it's just like, why? It's too far in there. I could explain why it doesn't work, but I've done it 1,000 times at this point, so it's just not a good shoulder. I'll leave it at that. Alright, bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow, no problem. Wrist ball hinges, those are fine. Torso joint. Okay, well, I mean, that's not really on the figure, but kind of is. I wasn't pulling that hard. That's what she said. Okay, so let's see how far you can lean forward. And that's it. So very limited torso front to back. Side to side is not terrible. That's all right. I'll take it. But it's not especially good. This is an SH Figuarts figure, guys. Can we take a step back from social media where everybody just needs to justify all the money they spent and start making these companies justify why we're spending the money? Can we flip that around, please? Go back to the way it used to be? These are supposed to be good figures with high articulation. Instead, we're paying high prices and getting not good figures with good articulation. It's nuts. So you get your waist twist, of course. The belt is floaty with a ball peg right there, so that's fine. I do like the hips. He can kick forward and back. They didn't make the butt cheeks too big, so you can go all the way back, full on front and back splits if you want. Going out to the side. Oh, okay, well, you can't do the splits this way. What? This figure shouldn't have better hip range than an SH Figuarts figure. Or who had it even better? The Iron Man, the Silver Centurion, whatever. Alright, thigh swivel is a thigh swivel, that's fine. Double jointed knees, still ugly, still functional enough, but, like, they're so ugly. Ball pegs for the ankles, still minimal range. Really minimal range. It's so depressing, guys. The state of the action figure industry is so depressing. And then the toe hinge, they're still doing it's just not right. That's not how you do it right. Oh, man. All right, his articulation is going to get a 5 out of 10. For Bandai, this is just not good enough. Not even close to good enough. This is going to pose hardly any better than a Dragon Stars figure because of the way they've implemented the joints. Like, yeah, some of them will be better, but not enough. Guys, what the heck is going on with the industry these days? I think I know what it is, and I could do a video about it, but it's not going to solve anything. It's just going to get one group of people to tell me how wrong I am and how much of a hater I am, and another group of people who think the same way are going to say, yeah, you're right, and nothing's going to change, so I guess there's no point. But we need to start holding these companies accountable. This is not it. Overall rating for this figure, given the premium Bandai nature of it, 3 out of 10. It's just not good enough. Not at all. Even if I didn't have the big yellow streak on the chest, this guy's not a front of the collection sort of figure. He's the hide him in the back sort of figure. Very unfortunate. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I am thoroughly bummed out because I was looking forward to another YAMCHA. But I don't get what I want. So there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos every day but Wednesday. Once I'm back to my normal scheduling, we'll get there very soon. And I do have thousands of videos already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.